Okay, pop quiz. Ready for a UI challenge? Today, let's jump into the QuizU project and see UI Toolkit in action. QuizU is a learning sample for developers who want to explore UI Toolkit, Unity's newest framework for both editor and runtime user interfaces. Inspired by web technologies, UI Toolkit supports a markup language for defining UI structure, CSS-like styling, and a Flexbox layout engine. Build large, complex user interfaces that can scale while maintaining a high level of performance. The QuizU sample shows how to set up a basic multi-screen UI. Its minimalistic design is a blank slate ready to be reskinned and transformed into your own visual style. The project's small standalone demo scenes also showcase parts of UI Toolkit to help you get started. Play the included quiz game to test your knowledge of Unity, or replace the minigame entirely and use the menu system as a game jam template. Let's take a quick look at some of the architecture, which uses some design patterns and techniques often found in much larger applications. Because the game is split into multiple scenes, a bootstrapper ensures that we force one point of entry into the project. When enabled, no matter what scene you're in, entering play mode loads the default boot scene. A sequence manager then preloads any dependencies and required prefabs during this initialization. The application starts up with any essential services or assets needed to run the game. The sequence manager also tracks our main game loop using a state machine. In this pattern, we simplify a complex system, like our application's game flow, to a reduced set of states. Each state is just a condition or mode of this system at a given time. Are we starting up, playing the game, pausing? We can define our game flow like so. What's important here is that each state is self-contained, with its own exit conditions and executable logic. In keeping with solid principles, adding new states in this design pattern doesn't impact the existing ones. This allows our application to grow, as it naturally will, over the course of its development. For the user interface of the quiz game, we use stack navigation, or the screen stack pattern. Here we manage UIs as if stacking a set of plates. Last one in, first one out. Every time you show a UI screen, you place it on top of the stack, and then new screens get added on top. This generates a history of UI screens. Pop off the current screen and you reveal the previous one. This is useful for making a back button if you need to nest a lot of menus. And connecting everything in our game are events. You'll notice that each object minimizes external references. Instead, they communicate through a system of event messages. Having these centralized classes in between publishers and subscribers facilitates loose coupling. Objects don't need to reference other objects directly to speak to one another. They notify each other through an intermediary by sending delegates. UI Toolkit promotes a clear separation of concerns to make your code more manageable and maintainable. And though the quiz game is a very small application, we've leaned into this idea using the model view presenter architecture. Here, the app's components are distinctly organized. The model holds data like the quiz information and game progress. The view is focused on UI Toolkit and the user interface. And the presenter connects these other two parts with game logic. And you'll note that many of the application systems follow this three-part structure. The settings screen, for example, doesn't directly alter the data. Rather, it sends a message to the settings presenter, which then changes the user's stored value in the model. This design promotes modularity. Working on part of the application can make a change without affecting the other parts. In a team environment, that allows developers and designers to work side by side with fewer merge conflicts. Updates to the art design or content then won't necessarily impact the underlying game logic. The QuizU project also includes several demo scenes to help you get started if you're still new to UI Toolkit. Each scene explores a separate topic. Here you can learn how UXML and visual trees can define the UI structure and hierarchy. USS style sheets can apply visual styling and themes. uQuery can find specific elements in a visual tree. And USS transitions and pseudoclasses can quickly add interactivity. If you're migrating from UGUI or other UI systems, These demos can help demystify some of the more nuanced parts of UI Toolkit. For example, we show how to use UI Toolkit specific events and manipulators, and how to build custom controls. Here you can create unique reusable UI elements. The game sample showcases how to put everything together into a small but complete application. Select a quiz topic, the application loads the on-screen data from scriptable objects, tally your correct answers, and then master the sample questions. Customize the game by adding your own quiz data or adjust the visual styling using USS style sheets. We hope that you enjoy exploring the QuizU sample as much as we've enjoyed creating it. To help guide you through this project, we've compiled a series of detailed articles that break down its key components and features. We encourage you to join the new discussion pages for further insights and support. Here you can find technical articles about this project and others. Or if you're diving straight in, the sample code is thoroughly documented for your convenience and learning. To find out more about UI Toolkit, download QuizU today from the Asset Store. Or if you're more of a UI designer or artist, be sure to check out the Dragon Crashers UI Toolkit sample with the supporting ebook. And of course, you can find out more about solid programming and design patterns in our other best practices guides. Building fast, responsive, and elegant UIs has never been easier. Whether you're a developer, designer, or artist, let UI Toolkit give your user interfaces a modern makeover. Thanks for watching.